Hey everybody, welcome back to the Play Too Much Live sessions. I'm your host Jason Russo, and I'm joined today by Kulick. Kulick, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. It's you're not the first person to do it, so don't worry. But it's Kulick, like a cool
Kulick,
lick
okay.
on a guitar.
Ooh, okay. I
I
like
know,
the
I know.
analogy.
It's a 50-50 shot, and I try to just let whoever's gonna do the interview decide how they're gonna do it, and then we go from there.
Well, thanks for correcting me. And
All
yeah,
good, all good.
you are fresh off the release of a mini album, EP. I'm not sure how you would define it, but it's an acoustic take of some of the fan favorites from your debut album. But the mini album is called Sitting in a Quiet Coffee House. I just was wondering what inspired you to make an acoustic version of some of those songs, and how did you pick which ones were the ones to include?
Yeah, so I made "Young in a Quiet Neighborhood," which is the full album, fully produced, and then we decided to do "Sitting in a Quiet Coffee House." I kind of wanted to do. Everyone always does acoustic versions, so I kind of wanted to do something a little more imaginative. So I thought, okay, if I can try to make them sound more like it's in a coffee house, it might be a cooler thing. Same with playlisting. It was like a more of a strategy for that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I wanted to make something more acoustic and closer to my roots and what I'm used to writing. That's how I started writing music on the acoustic guitar. So yeah, most of it is very acoustic guitar driven. I almost barely sing on it. It's very soft. I'm trying to not sing aggressively because all my releases have been very aggressively uh, vocally forward. So this one was more like let just vibe on the songs. It's not so much, I'm not trying to impress you and make this be a hit type of thing. So that was uh that was the most enjoyable experience because I felt no pressure to be like 100% in your face. It was just kind of more relaxed.
Yeah, that is super nice. And it's definitely the word reimagined gets thrown around a lot. And I think that's very applicable because it's not just an acoustic take, it's like a fully produced actual, like you took the song and made it something else, which I think is really awesome.
Yeah, I wanted them to sound almost not even like the original songs.
Mm.
Um, like Crawling, for instance, like I used the same acoustic riff, but I did it in a different time signature. So there's a lot of different songs that were like that. The only one that was very similar to it, to the original, was Talking to the Ceiling. That
Mm.
one was pretty much just piano and raw vocals of me just singing. But to answer your question before too, what songs to choose, I kind of just went off of what I wanted to do. There was no rhyme or reason for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good a reason as any.
Yeah, yeah, right. Right. I went through them and I was like, all right, which ones make the most sense? I picked the four singles, because they were the singles, and then I just chose to do Crawling because that was like a fan favorite from tour.
Mm. Nice. Well, speaking of music, let's get into it. What's the first song you have for us?
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna start with a the reimagined version of Waiting for You, the acoustic version of that.
Okay, awesome.
So this is that. You can't tell me once, tell me twice, I won't hear you the first time. I'm a little stuck in my mind. Tell me what you want, cause if you wait for me, we'll just never decide. I'm a little stuck in my life. I don't wanna do this on my own. I always feel heavy waking up in the morning. I only feel light when I think about you. Cause my whole life I've been waiting for you. All this time I need a minute. Cause all this time goes by so quick when you're mine. Say that you'll stay my whole life. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Oh, I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I think I met you once, but it was years ago, for a moment in a past life. I get a little lost in those eyes. I know what you want, but if it's up to me, it could take just a little time. I'm a little caught by surprise. I don't wanna do this on my own. I always feel heavy waking up in the morning. I only feel light when I think about you. Yeah, and I don't wanna do this on my own. I always feel heavy waking up in the morning. I only feel light when I think about you. 'Cause all my whole life I've been waiting for you. All this time I need a minute. 'Cause all this time goes by so quick when you're mine. See that you'll stay my whole life. I'll be waiting for you. 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 I don't wanna wait, no, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna wait, no, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna wait, no, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna wait, no, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna wait, no, I don't wanna wait, I don't wanna wait, no, I don't wanna wait. 'Cause all my whole life I've been waiting for you. All this time I need a minute, yeah. All this time goes by so quick when you're mine. Say that you'll stay my whole life. I'll be waiting for you. Waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. And that was Waiting for You, which you just recently released the music video for also. So everybody watching should go check that out. And it's a really cool video. There's a lot of paint metaphors and artistry. Can you talk about what some of the inspiration for that was?
Yeah, sure. So the music video is for the fully produced version of Waiting for You. And I do a lot of the custom drum skins paintings. My Instagram handle for that's Jacob Adam Kulick Art, and it's basically drip art on the drum skins. So I wanted to do a video with that and kind of just show me more as like an artist and less as just the face of the music kind of thing. And we filmed it with Tom Flynn, who's an amazing guy and very talented. And he had the idea to have kind of April's video, April, who's in the video, her face kind of appearing in the drum skin as I'm painting it, and then her coming to life, because the song's pretty much about, you know, just wanting that person, and like when you finally met them, you're like, oh, this clicks kind of thing. And it just appeared out of nowhere, so it was kind of a play on that, but it was just really fun to do. And I wanted the video to be more of like an art project, so even making the video felt like an art project, because April had to put paint all over me and I had to put paint all over her face, and I had to actually do painting. And then the performances with the roses was really fun too, because it was very much so a performance and not so much just like, you know, a typical video where you're walking around just singing into the camera. So it was a little more work, but it was fun. I enjoyed doing it like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that puts you not on the spot, but sort of you're in the video actually making and painting, and like you don't just get to show up and sing. You have to do all of your artistry. Which
Yeah,
is cool.
there was a lot of stuff I had to remember for that shoot. I was very nervous because like, I had to remember all the paint, the drum skins, the rose petals. There's like a bunch of stuff that like we had packed in the van to bring to the video, but we remembered it all, so it worked.
Yeah, and that's so cool that that's all incorporated. It's a great video. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like I said, I'm trying to make it, you know, more like this is who I am as a person. This is what I do besides music as well. You know, that kind of thing. So
Nice.
yeah, and I custom make all those drum skins. Like anybody interested in doing that, you should definitely check them out. They're not that expensive and they're really fun to make. So and it helps me. So
Totally.
that was a mechanism to coping with COVID.
Oh,
Because
really?
it was like you have to make some money doing something, and I was like, all right, well, I paint these things, let me just try. And I sold like 100, so it's like they've done pretty well.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, what's the next song you have for us?
I was gonna do an old one. I was gonna play, well, not old, but not off the new record. I was gonna play Colors because
Okay.
that is it's Pride Month, and a lot of my fan base is that community, which I appreciate, and I'm glad that it reacts with anybody. And I think that that is a song that a lot of people relate to. It's my top streaming song too, so it's you know it's one of the good ones. It's one really fun one to play live too. So figured I'd do an acoustic version of that.
Awesome. I'm excited.
You've been stuck with your head down, talking under your breath now. Can't figure your name out. Been picking up the pieces, it's a puzzling thing now. Feel your company fade out, feel your energy drain out. You're everything that you hate now. Like everything is anything is ever gonna change now. Out, out. Hyperventilate. Out, out. When you're scared, I'll scream. I feel everything. When you're blind, I see all the colors. When you're close to me, it's too hard to breathe. When you're blind, I see all the colors. All the colors. 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 All the flowers you're wasting, the chemicals that you're tasting, all the hits you've been chasing. You've been picking up the pieces, it's a puzzle and painting. Feel your company fading, feel your energy draining. You're everything that you're hating, like everything and anything needs changing. In, out, out, hyperventilate. Out, out. When you're scared, I'll scream. I feel everything. When you're blind, I see all the colors. When you're close to me, it's too hard to breathe. When you're blind, I see all the colors. All the colors. Yeah. Oh, oh, colors. Slipping away, slipping away, time, slipping away, time, slipping away, slipping away, time, slipping away, time. When you're scared, I'll scream. I feel everything. When you're blind, I see all the colors. And when you're close to me, it's too hard to breathe. When you're blind, I see all the colors. All the colors. Oh, oh, the colors. Oh, colors, colors, all the colors.
Awesome.
I appreciate the single clap
I
very
know.
much. It's
Sometimes I'm
almost
like,
the same as live shows. It's crazy.
somebody has to. Somebody has to. Thanks so much for playing that for Pride Month. That's super awesome. I'm
Yeah,
glad we
man,
got
of course.
to include that in.
Absolutely. I love that song. I had a very love-hate relationship with that one because I wrote that in a time where I was like really frustrated with not being able to really do what I wanted to with the music, with being signed with the major and not really being able to put my hand too much in it musically. Um, but the more time that goes by, I'm like, it's a great song, and I shouldn't hold it. It's I shouldn't be resentful of that time period. Like it was like that was a good time period, and it's an amazing song, and it helped a lot of people and reaches a lot of people. So fortunate for that.
Totally. Yeah. Sort of segueing off of that, you've mentioned a lot that writing music is a processing mechanism for you, a coping mechanism, which I think it is for a lot of artists. But you mentioned before how COVID was difficult, but also you got a lot of writing done. So I'm just curious how that process has changed from when you started writing to now that you're sort of in it more, and if you have any comments on that.
Yeah, I will say this is the most different time period I've ever had with writing because I have such freedom now with being signed to NC Records and being able to make what I want that
Mm.
sometimes that's debilitating because I'm like, I don't even know what way to go with production wise. Writing always happens. I will say I haven't been using it as much, and I think my mental health has been affected by that because during COVID and lockdown, I was writing a lot and I was working on other projects, producing other people's music. I said my keyboard player and partner, April Gabrielli, she's releasing solo music. She let me co-produce that with a friend of ours named Kevin Eiserman, who also plays guitar for me and plays in her band too. Um, so I was definitely busy during lockdown and writing and creating. And then once everything opened back up, I felt so much. It feels like it's not even the real world. Like it kind of freaked me out where I'm like, oh shit, everything's back open, but everyone else is kind of like going back to normal, but nothing really changes. No, nothing really changes unless like we get a tour or something. So
Mm.
it's been very different for me. But going back to your writing question, I definitely want to get back to writing more now because I feel like I was writing a lot the last year, but the last like 2 months, it's been a dry spell, which happens to everybody, and
Yeah.
it sucks. I'm at a crossroads of what I want to do production wise for the next album. If I want to do a more alternative punk rock album that's in that lane, or if I want to just again do what I did with Yellow in a Quiet Neighborhood, where it's like whatever the genre is per song, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
But I don't I think that not knowing where I'm going production wise yet has stopped me from writing because depending on what you're writing production wise, that changes your storyline of what you're going to write. You know, I'm not going to write a bunch of happy songs if I'm trying to make an emo record, and I'm not going to write a bunch of sad songs if I'm trying to make a pop record. So I think I have to decide that next. So that was my long-winded answer of I wish I was writing a little bit more.
But honestly, that totally makes sense because I mean, I think we're all feeling the same way. There's like a whiplash. All of a sudden, vaccinations happen, things are opening. Like just now, I'm in New York. You can like go into restaurants without masks now, and it's so like whoop whoop whoop. Like
Yeah,
it's
it literally feels not real, and it's like a year of life lost. It's very strange, you know. Yeah,
yeah.
I guess we'll just all get used to it again. But like I always had really strange social anxiety, travel anxiety, separation anxieties, like those kind of things. And I got over it in the last like 3 years, not including COVID, by touring and by forcing myself to do it and proving that I can do it. And I realized that the year of being in lockdown, I just completely went back to it. Like I feel like I'm back to being 14 years old and I'm like I have to relearn how to like get out of the house, how to socialize, the want to socialize, to get out of the depressive rut, you know.
Mm.
And I don't think people talk about that shit enough. That's why I bring it up all the time because it's like I'm not looking for any kind of sympathy points. It's just more of, you know, I'm just trying to make people want to talk about it a little bit more and be honest about it.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, even like the people that I meet outside of my housemates, I'm like, Dad, hi. Like, there's no way. All of our social skills are warped by this. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my problem is my social skills are pretty good. I can fake it very well. But
Mm.
inside, I'm going, I wish I was at home. I wish I was at home. I wish I was at home. Oh, man, I don't like it here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. So I'm able to do it well because I've done it for years, you know. But yeah. Anyway, I
Totally.
apologize if you hear somebody cutting grass outside. It sounds like someone's cutting grass or something.
And honestly, it's so quiet in my neighborhood until I start streaming, and then there's cars, fire
Of
trucks,
course,
everything. Yeah,
of
I
course.
get
It's
it.
just how live streams work. It's how live streams
Totally.
work. I live in an apartment complex, so I have no control over the matter. So it is what
Gotcha.
it is. Like I said, this is a two-bedroom apartment. This is one room out of two. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, getting back into the music, you have one more song for us, right?
yeah. I can play one more. I was actually gonna play a new one that I never played. It's one of the ones I finally wrote during COVID. It's gonna sound a little country because it's on an acoustic, but
Ooh,
we'll
okay.
see. It's called "Time to Go." I might screw up some lyrics. I literally never played this before and decided I was gonna just play it now. So
Awesome. Oh, that's
I'll do.
exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So this one's called "Time to Go." I was wasted from 13 to 17, stealing drinks from the basement, hoping someone would notice me. I was so frustrated. That time in my life was darker than the burning pavement that I'm still chasing. I was chasing anything to get me high, get me by, forget my life for a moment. Hoping you can change if I could only have you change your mind. Be more open, move out to the west coast, learn to really let it go. Live in the moment, but moments just become the past when you're living too fast to notice. I don't need the rest. I feel sorry for the people in the back ready to go home. I don't really think about the past, it's too difficult. I don't think I'll ever be ready when it's time to go. When it's time to go, I don't need the rest. I feel sorry for the people in the back ready to go home. I don't really think about the past, it's too difficult. I don't think I'll ever be ready when it's time to go. I was anxious, thinking maybe I would never be free from your expectations. To be you and not be me, I was no one's favorite. Spend nights on my bike all alone on the cold dark pavement, trying to escape it. I keep chasing anything to get me high, get me by, forget my life for a moment. Hoping you can change if I could only have you change your mind. Be more open, move out to the west coast, learn to really let it go. Live in the moment, the moments just become the past when you're living too fast to notice. I don't need the rest. I feel sorry for the people in the back ready to go home. I don't really think about the past, it's too difficult. I don't think I'll ever be ready when it's time to go. When it's time to go, I don't need the rest. I feel sorry for the people in the back ready to go home. I don't really think about the past, it's too difficult. I don't think I'll ever be ready when it's time to go. When it's time to go, no, I don't need the rest. I feel sorry for the people in the back ready to go home. I don't really think about the past, it's too difficult. I don't think I'll ever be ready when it's time to go. When it's time to go, no, I don't need the rest. I feel sorry for the people in the back ready to go home. I don't really think about the past, it's too difficult. I don't think I'll ever be ready when it's time to go.
Awesome. Wow, I wish I could go stream that right now.
Well, hopefully it'll be coming out, but yeah, that's a busy chorus, man. It's a busy one.
Yeah,
It's a lot of words, but I love it. It's really fulfilling to sing that. So I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
yeah, thanks so much for debuting it. That was super exciting to
That was
witness.
the first time I ever played a song that I've never like released before releasing it like on a stream. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
you
I'm
go.
so honored. Well, Kulick, thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited to have gotten you on today. We're so lucky. And I guess my last question is if you have anything upcoming that you want to talk about, any shows, any releases or anything?
um, we're trying to get a little tour together for the East Coast, so hopefully that happens. Releases, not yet. I'm working on it. Um, we're pitching for tours, so hopefully we get a tour here or there. I think I'm getting a show at the end of June, but I'm not sure yet. So basically, just follow my socials if you don't yet, at Kulick Official, Kulick. Kulick or Kulick does not matter, I promise. I swear, it's like the band joke. Everyone always says that. Like whenever they say Kulick, I'm like, all right, whatever, it's fine. Some people say Kulick too, but whatever you say, it doesn't matter. As long as you're listening to my music, that's fine. And that's where you'll have the updates. But for now, that's it. Just we're writing and trying to get busy again. So.
Awesome. Well, good luck with all of that. Thank you again for joining us today. And for everybody watching at home, definitely go check out the album and the mini album and the video, everything we talked about. And yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you later.